Good evening. Here we are, getting all nestled up, cozy. It's overly complicated. This is a craft show for comedians who compete and do crafts, and maybe they're not crafters. I say it different every time, but that's what the show is. These three comedians are talented in their own ways, and you're going to see what that looks like in a little bit. First, though, I want to bring out our guest judge, who is a man that I have known for many years. I can't believe how many years. And he has 3 children of his own. So he knows what bad artwork looks like, and he knows how to judge that artwork for sure. He also created some artwork that's going to be displayed behind him that he, you know, he's a little bit of he's a painter maybe. He's a painter. He's a connoisseur of Drake-centric artwork. So right now I'm going to bring out Tony Tucker. Hey, Tony.
Lindsey, thank you for having me. Very excited to be here.
Oh,
I heard you mention my painting.
Yeah.
Can
you talk a little bit about that painting?
Yeah, I can. A lot of people, when they see it, let me tilt it a little more for you. A lot of people have said that Basquiat may have plagiarized some of my work. All copied the dreadlocks. I don't want to say that I'm a trendsetter or anything, but also you'll see the little Lakers logo next to it up there. This was done at a really weird sort of a party where we were like doing, it was like a Japanese heritage thing, and you were like doing things around. I was very uncomfortable because they were like putting things on there, and I was like, how about I just do one that doesn't feel like I'm like you know, ruining a culture, like painting these things on where like I had no business wrapping it around my head. So that's what I did at an arts and crafts table with my daughter. Yeah,
that's great. You know, the Basquiat thing, I see it, and I think you should head over to LACMA whenever things opened back up again and demand a refund on whatever.
I want some royalties. I mean, this guy's making a lot of money off of artwork that I clearly paved the way for that man.
You know what they say about great artists stealing, and I don't know the phrase, but it's good. It's applied to this situation.
It is. It is. I should have Googled it.
Okay, I'm going to now bring out our contestants. Please welcome to the stage Scott, Io, and Diogo. And I'm going to do a little intro to them. Hey, y'all. Hey, okay, so first of all, we're going to start with Io. Io studied architecture underneath Frank Gehry. I believe. She has a book. She has a book. Yes. She's quite crafty, at least in creating costumes for sketch shows, which I've seen her do. You made a whole crow costume, didn't you?
Oh no, I purchased that for my own wedding.
Oh, that's right. That was for your wedding. Okay, and we also have Scott here. Scott was on the same sketch team with Io and I, and also told me a little something right before this, that he was the Boy Scout handicraft counselor for a summer. So that means he's bringing a lot of knowledge, because those who can teach, in Scott's opinion.
Yes, nearly 2 months of teaching.
Wow. How many popsicle stick crafts did you do?
I mean, I don't think we did any. A lot of them we just got like these giant tin cans and poked holes in them. I don't know why. It was weird.
You're making a telephone.
A telephone? Yeah, maybe a telephone. I think maybe we were like, you know, you put like a candle in it and it makes like constellations. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That punch art.
Yeah.
And sure. We also have Diogo joining us. Diogo, who says he did not do a lot of Boy Scout crafting when he was a kid, but did chase a lot of birds, which I would like to know more about. And is also a papier-mâché fine artist.
Make animal heads with paper mache and nothing else.
But yeah, an artist has their one thing. Why, I don't want Andy Warhol making a sculpture, like a Michelangelo situation. I want my artist to do the one thing that they're good at. So I don't discount that. Don't discount that.
Thank you. I respect that.
You made a Triceratops paper mache head?
I did. And a jaguar skull.
And a jaguar skull. So that's animals plural for those who are counting. Yep, more than one. So you three, we met up quite a long time ago, back in 2020, if you can remember it. And we did some crafting together. Well, I didn't do any crafting, but you did some crafting. And I just want to talk about, what your experience was like. How did you come away feeling from that craft? What did you feel?
I mean, I think I did some of the best work of my adult life.
Wow.
Easily.
Wow. I will say that
I went into it overly confident.
Yeah.
And then I was surprised when I had to think of something and then execute on that.
Yeah. Diogo, what about you?
I feel like it was an educational experience for me in terms of culture. I am a more richly defined human being now that I know what a Frank Gehry is.
Yes, that's right. They had to make a Frank Gehry sculpture out of pony beads, which we'll look at more next. And it's honestly the shittiest, meanest thing I've done to anybody on this show. So I feel like I really have to apologize every time I see you guys because it was so mean. But I loved it. I love what you came up with. Diogo, we did have you had picked out a building, and then when I was researching it, well, I don't know if you remember this, but during your creation, and we found out that it wasn't even a real building.
You didn't make the French fries.
Not a real building.
I hope it's like really linear and not at all looks like any Frank Gehry building.
I'm learning things.
He was like, I'm doing the French fry building, and I was like, cool. And so then I was like, all right, I'm gonna look this up. I'm like scrolling through my phone, like, what the fuck is he talking about? And finally, I'm like, oh, there's no way this can't even be a building. It's so insane looking.
Wait, was it a concept?
Yeah, it was like someone who did a concept of what a Frank Gehry building would look like. So I feel like that, Tony, take that into consideration. There was an uphill battle that Diogo had to fight there.
Noted.
Okay, so we're gonna get started showing the first video. This first video is y'all talking about the instructions and the craft that you had to work with, the craft materials, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more after that. Okay, here we go.
Using the pony beads, you have 30 minutes to create a 3D portrait of a Frank Gehry building.
Using one of the 2 extra supplies will give you bonus points at the end.
One of them will give me a bonus points. I don't know which one. One of them will give me nothing. If I use both, I lose a point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Sounds great.
Cool.
You won't find out which one gives you the secret bonus point until the very end.
Okay.
Okay. Is that loud enough?
Yeah.
What is a Frank Gehry? Let's find out. Finding out what a Frank Gehry is.
Let me look up what the easiest Frank Gehry building would be to me.
All right. I guess the first thing I'm going to do is figure out which Frank Gehry building I'm doing. Shockingly, I don't have any committed to memory.
Oh no, this guy made a lot of buildings. Oh, they're all wiggly. Tons of wiggly buildings.
Does a memorial count?
And anything counts.
Well, I picked something that I have a personal connection to, and it also looks way easy. So I'll be, I'm going to start working on the Dwight D. Eisenhower Memorial.
I love that you found the least Frank Gehry building.
I'm in it to win it.
That's good. That's a good attitude to have.
Which one did I pick?
Yeah.
Does it have a name? It's a building that looks like it has French fries coming out of it. Building that looks like it has French fries coming out of it. Okay, Lumpy. Come on, bud. We got buildings to make.
Oh, are we back? Sorry, it was still playing on my end. Hey, we're back. All right, so y'all had to make a Frank Gehry building out of pony beads, which are small. They are very small.
And not structurally sound.
No, they're not. They're very rounded. So your attitude's going in, you felt good, you felt like, oh, I can do this. This is something I can do. By the end, I feel like there was a lot of frantic energy happening.
Hey, Diogo, I have a quick question. Did you have the spelling of it? Because when I looked up, Frank Gehry and I are really good friends, but when I had to spell his name in the internet, I came up with some weird stuff too. Was that what happened?
I think so. I just threw his name in there and crazy looking buildings popped up at me. So how would I ever know that this thing that looks like a pack of French fries wasn't that? What's on the other one?
I can't blame you on that. It did look. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, okay, this is that looks like a Frank Gehry building. And then I was like,
pressuring me. There's a lot going on.
There was a lot of pressure.
To be fair, the organ at Disney Concert Hall does kind of look, because he designed that too, and it's got pipes that go like.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, so more of a curly fry type situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pipes are the French fries of the music world, of course.
So before we see the next two videos, how do you feel about your competition right now? Do you feel like you're going to slay them, or what's going through your minds?
I mean, French fries are scary. That sounds complicated.
What did you say, Diogo?
I shot for the moon. I went real big, so I feel like I came up bigger than expected with this.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I feel like Scott, hearing that he chose the least Frank Gehry of Frank Gehry buildings, because I didn't even know what that building was. I don't know. It's not cheating, but it's close.
Once you see how successful it was, you're going to be convinced it was cheating.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. There is a lot of detail that goes into Scott's, which is pretty amazing. All right, let's check out the second video.
Ooh, let me open the beads before I try to talk. And they're everywhere.
And Scott tore open his beads and they went all over the floor.
Oh no, I am efficient here. I'm not messing around.
Just so you can see a little bit what just happened. The beads are everywhere.
I'm gonna create the it's 8 Spruce, New York by Gehry at 8 Spruce Street in Fulton Seaport. I don't know this building very well, but that's okay because you're not asking me to draw up the interior blueprints. So
no, I'm not.
I really fail at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna make little columns of beads first, and then move on to the French fries.
So my hometown in Kansas was also the hometown of Dwight D. Eisenhower.
I'm enjoying the cat.
Is real into the string thimble. He knocked it off of the workspace.
This is going to be very risky, the way I'm going about this.
Yeah.
And it may pay off dividends, it may not.
Oh no, everything fell off the string. That was all for nothing. I'm back to square one.
No.
Wait, hold on. I can do better.
Once a year, every year, from kindergarten to graduating high school, going to some memorial for Dwight D. Eisenhower. His library was in our town, and so they would put on an event every year somehow.
You can use anything else in your house too, just so you know.
Oh! Wait, what?
Yes.
Oh! Okay. That actually doesn't help.
Lumpy, entertain the people. Lumpy, do something awesome.
We got Lumpy.
And all the grade school kids would go. So if you want stories about Dwight D. Eisenhower, let me tell you, I got them.
I have some steel wire that'll act for the actual structure of the building now.
You are at 23 minutes left.
Oh man. Oh, Elizabeth.
I feel like I'm doing pretty okay now.
That is a mediocre confidence.
Yeah, that's how I approach life.
Doing pretty okay.
Low expectations and then be pleasantly surprised when good things happen.
He was obviously a president. That's his big claim to fame.
My scale is going to be about 1001. You can't see that I'm carefully measuring, but I am. Okay, that's not a building.
18 minutes? I need more time!
Oh man, this is not going well. All right, I'm losing time. I gotta find something. Do you need me to take you with me?
No. You can go.
Okay. All right. Let's see. You know,
We're not.
it's very important to me to have the integrity. Never buy cheap packing tape. That's the lesson. Ah, shoot. Well,
What happened?
it fell over, but it's fine. It's most of the beads stayed, so it's like the tape problem.
So while I wait for layer 1 to dry, I'm taking some faux brushes to make the figures on the front.
I love this aspect. Is it Dwight D. Eisenhower?
Yeah, it's Dwight D. Eisenhower and a group of, it looks like 6 soldiers.
And time check, you have about 10 minutes left.
No! This is not going well.
Oh no. Everything's going great.
You don't know, but in the 11th hour, this thing's going to become the greatest French fry building you've ever seen. You're not ready for this.
The greatest French fry building, perhaps made by Frank Gehry. Perhaps made by
That's the legend building ever.
At this point, I'm really just mashing beads together.
It's good because you have about 8 minutes left, so you're
Okay. It took me all of the time to make this so far, so I'm pretty much in the lead.
I do have a Frank Gehry quote that I'd like to share with you. At one point, he said, "I don't know how to overcome this perception that I'm extravagant."
You're like, yeah, I'm extravagant, and what? My building is French fries. My building is French fries.
These buildings are literally 2 buildings. The interior is a completely different plan than the exterior, which is not normally how one designs a building.
Got a little less than 5 minutes.
But I need more French fries! Okay, I got 2 French fries.
I think just based on glue drying time, I'm going to be running right up to the wire.
Yeah.
I'm operating under a time limit the same way, a good architect is. Some of them certainly, there's that joke about contractors, But I'm of the mindset that I need to deliver this to my client quickly.
Can't find any information on this building.
Oh, building doesn't exist, but it came up in the Google search, so we're counting it.
Right. It's right there. When I type in French fry building, it comes up, but it's...
And after I get the fist pump done, I'm going to try for a hat.
So you're going against Scott and Diogo.
Oh, okay. Well, give me some real competition. I've met both of those guys, and I'll be honest with you, they don't strike me as people who've done a lot of bead work in their lives.
Okay. Wow. How do you all feel watching those vids, seeing yourselves craft in an insane way. I honestly didn't
Scott
feel like
like a yin yang.
yeah,
Like the energy levels could not be different.
it's true. I also didn't know that Scott talked about Dwight D. Eisenhower that much. I
didn't remember that either.
I remember asking you about him, and you were like, "Well, he was a president and a general," and like that's where the knowledge ended. But it was like really was nicely sprinkled throughout the whole time. So when I need to know facts about DDE, I'm going to come to you, Scott.
I'm an open book.
Oh, look who's joining us! A little lumpy action over there.
Lumpy cat.
Who did not entertain us when you were screaming from the other room to do so.
Let us down. Let us down.
So you guys remember more of what your crap looked like? Does anyone still have their crap? That's my question.
Oh yeah.
I have mine right here.
You're right. It's right here.
EO, out. It's out.
Oh, there was like 2 hours of cleanup going on here. Because that thing was covered in glue, so every time it rolled off, there was like glue beads all over the carpet, all over the house.
Oh wow! I'm glad I did not have ears on that cleanup with a lot of cursing me.
Oh no.
Okay, so I think we're gonna do now the reveals where you all present your projects. And we get to see exactly what's going on, what you made. Okay, here we go.
And presenting the famous French Fry Building by architect Frank Gehry, created with little beads and wireframe. Behold the detail. The multiple French fries. 1 would just be French fry, but 3 represents not just an abundance of French fries, but really going the extra distance to have a 3rd one. Clearly, I nailed all of the French fries in there. And the little beads represent the windows that you see in the original building. Notice the shimmer of gold, the reflection of the light from the sun as it catches in its beautiful glare. See the solid foundation? You can wiggle it just like a real building, and nothing will happen. And this, firm but bendy, like a real French fry. Delicious even. No one has made a building quite like this before. And this is why I'm the clear leader in this beach bonanza what's the name of the show? Yeah, pretty much I nailed it.
Mine is the best because, first of all, it was done out of passion. I'm a huge Frank Gehry fan. I know his work. I've studied his work. I've watched his masterclass. So I understand how to build a building. I've taken architecture classes. So immediately when you said Frank Gehry building, I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to do. And, you know, I had to look around a little bit for paper and supplies, but it was perfect. And it's visually and aesthetically very pleasing, as all Frank Gehry buildings are. It's also a building where you see it and you think, what is that? How interesting. I think I would like to get closer to it. And you get closer and it's not as cool. So maybe you should stand further back. And I think that I know Scott personally, and I just think that Scott doesn't understand architecture in the way that I do. Certainly if you had asked him to do something else that I don't know about, you know, yeah, he would have beat me, but clearly I'm going to beat him. And Diego, like, it's not even worth discussing. He's not even going to come close to what I've done. It's to scale, but some of the items are not. Are you ready? All right. So nature loves it. And here's just somebody driving by and, oh, there's not even a stoplight. They've stopped to look at this beautiful building. And it's actually an Italian visitor from Italy. And he is amazed by the architecture that we have in this country, which is this building in New York. And I think that you can see the dimensions that I've added because the building is not, it's not just straight up, it's got fluidity.
For this challenge, I picked something very personal and very very significant to my past. I grew up in my hometown of Abilene, Kansas, which is where President Dwight D. Eisenhower grew up. And so as soon as I found out that Frank Gehry had made a memorial to my hometown president, I felt like it was only appropriate that I do something to honor him. And so I'm very pleased to present the Frank Gehry's Dwight D. Eisenhower Memorial. You'll notice that it's 2 blocks that are offset, just like the memorial. The beads and the tacky glue are the primary foundational elements of those. And then we have Dwight given his little fist pump that he's giving in the actual memorial with his hat to the group of soldiers that are all made out of foam brushes.
All right, we're back. I don't know why my video is so much more delayed than everyone else, but whatever. Wow. Seeing those crafts, seeing I thought I was seeing something that could really be built in real life, you know? This was just like a small scale of what could really happen. Tony, I'd love to know if you have any questions for these, mini architects in training.
Okay. Yeah, I have a few. So Scott, when you said that you were picking one, I wrote down here, you quoted, you said you're looking for one that was way easy. I don't see where the building, which one was the building? Was it the blocks?
No, it was the beads. The actual memorial is 1 block, and then there's a block that's like offset on it. So I recreated that out of pony beads and the tacky glue, the craft glue.
Yes. Okay.
Obviously, right?
Yes, I completely see it. And Io, when you went to go you left for a second and went to get tape. Why did you ditch the tape for the glue? And what were you going to use the tape for?
You didn't see the blueprints that I had drawn out, but
yeah.
it was poster board taped. I did use the tape eventually. It was just to tape the poster board together to get it to circular. I don't know if you saw it. Mine was pretty freestanding, and it was the largest of all 3 of ours. And the tape was just to make sure that stayed up.
Yes. And Diogo, the cat on the table. Would you say that it increased the difficulty of what you were trying to do? Like, could you have like moved it? Would it have?
I would say it would be significantly more difficult to move the cat than to just ignore it and keep doing it.
Okay. Good. Noted.
Moving the cat results in beads everywhere.
Okay, I forgot that we have actual buildings that everyone constructed, photos of the real buildings that everyone put forward. So can we see the, what's the first one? Can we see Scott's? The memorial? The Dwight D. Eisenhower Memorial?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see it now, right?
It's like lower.
Yeah, no, it's like it's a dramatic drawn down.
Okay. Yeah. It's like an end scene.
Yes, very much that. Because he ended the war with D-Day, so this was the moment of.
And scene on exit D-Day. Okay, let's check out the building that EO created.
I mean, you're gonna see it. Yeah.
That's it.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think we all expected to see that based on what I created.
Yeah, I mean that's not dissimilar. I see it. There was some questions about the Italian visitor that you had circling around. Now, how did you know that he was stopped, not at a stoplight, that he was enjoying the view?
Well, this is a little bit embarrassing. We had a toilet clog earlier that day. To come over and say, I knew he was in the neighborhood. I said, hey, stop by.
Oh yes, he's a plumber, guys, not just a superhero. Okay, and let's check out the French fry building. So you might be able to see now when you're looking at it that I don't know that this could actually happen in the real world, right? But there it is.
It's the same.
It's the same. Wow. Okay, and we also have the Disney Concert Hall organ, just to help Diogo out a little bit.
See?
Yeah.
Oh, I can do them at the same time.
Not a building, but still interesting enough.
The memorial account of the organ should count. I don't know why I'm helping either one of you, but there you have it.
I really don't. I really don't know. I feel like Io had the most shit talking of everyone about how they were going down, and now she's being very generous. Okay, so Tony, when you're ready, you give each one of our lovely competitors a score, 1 out of 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. And maybe if you have any notes for them, any thoughts of how they can improve, any architecture they do in the future, I'm sure they're open to it.
As you guys know, I have an extensive art background. As I exhibited that before. Mm-hmm. And I think I see where everybody was going with it. I would like to say that your creations inspired things in my mind as I was, taking them all in. When Scott with the fun facts, love it. You can keep you focused, something that's familiar to you. I gave this a 6. It reminded me of a presidential breakfast. Like it looked like you brought them, like it looked like yogurt and like some fun stuff on the side. But when I saw it, I was like, all right, I get it. I don't know. I don't really know how to do this or how I'm doing. So I'm just
you're doing great.
Swinging for the fences here. Diogo, I gave a little extra point because I thought the cat provided difficulty having to share the space with the orange cat. I also like the attitude of the wants to do better, right? There was like this sprinting away to get stuff and search for materials. And I actually, the Fry building, it kind of looked like that. It reminded me of a young Serena Williams hair. I don't know if anybody can relate to that, but she used to wear the beads and her dreadlocks as a young superstar. So your building is a champion. I gave it 7.
Ooh. Okay.
I like
it.
Nice.
Io, she does have the architecture background. And originally I marked her down a point because she said she was going for the easy one, but then I had to give her a point back because there was way easy talk from Scott. Your building looked a lot like it. It also had the high degree of difficulty, which I liked. Your presentation was also phenomenal and entertaining. Like the little Mario guy and the reason that he was stopping with no light, I thought was very funny. Your building, it reminded me of Skittles Pox. Like, do you remember those commercials where the guy eats the Skittles and he has Skittles all over it? I'm so sorry. I also awarded Io extra points too because her trash talk game is over the top, on point. It cracked me up several times. So I went with Io with an 8.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you, Judge.
still anyone's game here. It really is still anyone's game. Now, one thing that we'll find out after this next round, there is something that they were given the pony beads, and then they were given gold paint and glue. And one of those, gold paint or the glue, will give bonus points. And for this last one, we had somebody use glue, right? Did anybody use gold paint or
Gold paint?
Gold paint, and you use glue, right? Scott?
Glue. Yes.
Glue. Okay. I thought I remembered EO painting those beads.
I did not.
And
I did not have the time.
He did. But we have some other glues and stuff. Okay, so we're going to find out which one of those two things is the secret bonus point, and that will take this game to another level. I will say that. But we have one more round of judging and crafting. You all, for the last week, have had the instructions of creating something you can wear with your pony beads. A little bit easier, something that maybe pony beads were meant to do. not so much building Frank Gehry architecture. And so you're going to share with us your structures in a second. How did you find this craft challenge compared to the last?
We have more time.
More time. That's true. From half an hour to a week. So
yeah.
Tony, I want you to take that into consideration, that they're talking about how much time they had.
Does anybody want to admit that they spent a minimal amount of that week and focused on other things in their life, like, significant others, work,
life?
I would like to say
today.
that's what I did.
Wait, there was too much going on.
What? Say it again, EO?
I would like to say that that's what I spent my time on, but unfortunately.
Yeah, I will say that I got a text from EO on a Sunday, maybe, or Saturday, that was just like the beads all separated out into little containers, and I was like, "Oh, this is going to be great." And Diogo, you said you just started working on yours today?
I forgot about it until today, and we were together while watching a horror movie. It was awesome.
So it might be horror inspired. All right. So we're going to start with the presentations. I'm going to just pick randomly here. We're going to start with.
Can we put them on?
Yeah.
Mine
Yeah.
does best as a modeling. Okay.
If you need to do anything to perform yours, I will start. So EO, you're going to put something on. Would you like to go
There's
somewhere?
no performance involved. It's very self-explanatory.
Go and get ready with yours. All right, Scott, are you able to show yours?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, let's see it.
So I chose to use the pony beads on a party hat that I had.
Oh, wow.
So I separated them by color, which you can see. And then eventually I ran out of the pony beads. And so I used lentils to complete the hat.
Oh, no.
And so as you can see, it is totally functional and wearable and fully beaded. And edible.
Bravo.
Wow.
And edible.
And edible.
Lentils.
Yum. Scott, did you use any of the gold paint or any of the glue for this?
I did use the craft glue for this, like I did on my first one.
Okay, great. Tony, do you have any questions for Scott?
Yes, Scott, would you wear that hat to a party?
100%. I feel like it's a great conversation piece. I
Can
feel
we get like an internet 5?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
Hopefully
It is a
that
great conversation. Yeah, I'm a fan of this.
Thank you.
Great. So interesting. So a party hat. All right, Diogo, what do you got for us?
Well, I didn't just want to make a craft when I started on this a couple hours ago. I wanted to make something that would change the course of human history. Now, we all know that the biggest problem that faces humanity now is that chameleons have much cooler eyes than us. So, without further ado, I present Camille lenses. Wearable glasses. Hold on, let me just get the rubber band over my ears. That turn your eye sockets into real chameleon eyes. They're different colors, like a real chameleon.
How many fingers am I holding up?
2.
Oh, they work.
Oh,
They
they
work.
actually work.
They work.
They work. Tony,
No more eyes being destroyed by the sun or dried out by wind. You have Camille lenses now to solve all of your problems. And if you look here on the white side, the white and black, wait, this is one? No, wait, this is one.
Yep.
Yeah. You can see the subtle reflections of the gold paint.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Real eyes.
Question for you from my end, Diogo. Why are they 2 different colors?
The chameleons change colors. And you would imagine that when a chameleon ran out of one color of bead, it would just pivot to a different one.
Okay. Great. Any questions for Diogo here?
Would you wear these to a party? And
would I wear them to a party?
yes.
I already am wearing them to a party.
Wow. It's like he planned it. Wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Camille, get the party started.
All right. Great. EO, we are ready for you to show us what you've created.
Okay. So when thinking about this, I thought, we're in a very interesting time and I want to meet people where they are. They want to be comfortable, but also people are sick of being comfortable. They want to be sexy too. And I really just wanted to meet people where they were. So I made this bra. So this is actually glue that's been dried and dyed. And I also made a matching thong for it. It's adjustable, but it's also made to order. So, and if you want to have a sexy night where you just kind of go to bed in this little number, I also made an eye mask. And so this is sort of.
Oh wow!
And I don't know. I didn't show you the back of this. I ran out of glue.
EO, what was the thing around the cup again?
I'm sorry, what?
Around the cup, and the like merkin thing. What is that material?
Oh, this is glue, and this is just glitter. But the other thing about this that I failed to mention was that Instagram does not like nipples.
Yes, we have a thumbs up. Okay, we're back from commercial break.
I knew it. I knew the world was not ready for this.
So EO, you came out, you showed your creation, and then the censors came in, like you said, and stopped this recording and said, too sexy. This is not appropriate for YouTube.
Yep.
What do you think about the patriarchy trying to stop you?
I'm not surprised. I've been fighting it for years.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I made those removable nipples. I don't know if that got covered on there. I was trying to make it Instagram friendly.
Can't even say nipple anymore.
I can't even say it. Tony, do you have any questions for EO and her sexy outfit?
Same as the other contestants. Would you wear this to a party?
Carnival, yeah.
This is a woman who made a crow costume for her wedding, Tony.
Yeah.
Again,
She
I did not make
did not
that
make
costume.
I
I
just-
Not make the
purchased it.
costume. Not make the costume. Just wore a crow costume to her wedding. That is true. Okay, so great presentations, everyone. Amazing crafts. I'm really floored by everything that's happened here. Tony, what we're going to do now is you're going to have a little time to think about what you saw, think about what notes you want to give, any kind of points. And I made a little craft video where I also made something, and we're going to show that now.
Ooh.
Pony beads. Now, you may be asking yourself, what are pony beads? Do they look like ponies? Are they made from ponies? I have these questions too. And I'm not going to answer those questions for you today because I just don't have time. Honestly, I'm making this at the very last minute. So here are pony beads in some way that you can wear them. Today you'll need pony beads, aluminum foil, cookie cutters, that one's a cat, glue, hair thing, oven mitt, toaster oven. The first thing we need is our tray that comes with our toaster oven, and I didn't say that in the materials before, but it comes with the toaster oven. I mean, it's all in there. And this toaster oven I did buy for this project. If I wanted you to judge me, then I would go onto your judge show. But you're on my show now, and no one can judge me. We're going to break off a little piece of this. Then we have our little dudesies. Heart and cat. Sounds like a Disney show. Heart and cat, cat and heart and cat. Oh, what's that cat gotten into today? Oh, heart. So you're just going to take your pony beads, find what color you want to do, and then you just line your beads up in here. Do that till it's all full. And you're going to do that with your heart as well. If you have a small piece of wire, it's a lot easier to navigate the pony beads around with your little wire. You can use that as well. And line everything up. You're just trying to get everything as close to the edge as possible, and you're trying to get everything inside. Because what's going to happen is these babies are going to melt and make one piece of plastic. Once you have your pony beads all on your cookie cutters, you're going to turn your toaster oven on to 400 degrees and give it like a few minutes to heat up. Now, a precaution about all of this. So since we're melting plastic, we need to be in a well-ventilated area, preferably outside. Well, this is a garage, so we're just going to pop the top on this thing. And everything that your pony beads come into contact with when they're melting, that's from now on your plastic stuff. This toaster oven was pretty cheap. It's only for melting plastic now. The cookie cutters are only for melting plastic now. And also, this is super toxic, bad for the environment. Don't call the EPA, please. When your toaster oven, that means it's done. And they should look liquidy. Our little plastic pieces have cooled, so you're going to remove them from the tin foil. They should be cool enough to touch, my friend. And get your cat. And then you're going to pop them out of the cookie cutter. This might be a little bit hard. Very cute. You know what's coming up? President Lincoln's birthday. So if you love Lincoln in February, you should definitely celebrate by making heart. The next thing we're going to do is attach our heart to our little hair clip. Get out your glue. Just dab that on. Place your heart atop the barrette on the widest part. Kind of hold it in place. and let it dry. And do that for all of them. All right, let's do the damn reveal then. Happy President Lincoln's birthday.
Okay. Yay, we're back. Did you all learn something about pony beats?
Yeah.
Good. Did you? I
How to
think more
ruin my toast
importantly-
oven.
Yep, very much so. The smell that comes from melted plastic is real. I recommend being in a very well ventilated or outside area. Or not doing that at all, because I don't know that we should be melting plastic. It seems like it's probably against the law. But okay, so we've had some time to think about what we saw earlier. Everyone has their pony bead crafts on in display, full display. And Tony, I'd love to hear your thoughts and your judging on these 3 crafts.
Okay. I'm going to start with Diogo. This is fantastic. It's like, it feels marketable. I feel like you could take this to Shark Tank, right? And like one of those guys is going to be like, okay, you know, or gals, we're buying it. We're putting this out into the world. Yeah. So with that, my highest score so far, because you brought the light show. You brought me back to a time in my life long before kids, when I made dumb decisions with my life and put crazy things into my body and had fun. I'm going with a 9.5 for the little rave party that you threw in there with the gold shirt and lights. Fantastic.
Wow. Diogo, 9.5. That's the highest score we've gotten on this show.
I have not seen all of the episodes, but nobody brought that sort of pizzazz, and you know, that was a party that he just threw for us. The only thing he was missing was and then we would have been going like crazy. Scott, when you came out, I was like, oh, this has got to be the winner, because I love the hat. I would wear this 1,000%. And like, if you got into this business, I have kids, I would buy these hats because they're way cooler than the ones. And then when you run out of the beads, you go lentils. You know, lentils, they're hard to cook. I have them. I've never used them for anything this creative. I put them in a slingshot and shoot them all over. That's it. But you glued them to a hat. I gave you a 9. I love the hat.
Wow.
Very, very good. And we got to finish with EO here. You came out with the robe on, so I was like, what's going to happen here? When you showed the bra, I was like, oh man, like this is really close to Diogo. This is intent. Like this, look at the time that you put into this. Then you show the merkin thingy with the G backstring thing, and then you cap it off with an eye mask. You are fully prepared for Carnival, like you said. I'm going to go ahead right now and award the first ever 10 on this show, because you were on fire with whatever this thing is.
Thank you.
This thing, look at the time she put into that. That's a 10.
Wow.
Well done.
This is crazy. This is crazy, and I can't believe that we have gotten to the point that we are in right now, which is me tabulating the scores, and I am prepared. I have done that. I am adding them. I've already added them. Don't even worry about that.
Diogo,
we're just
it's
remembering.
fine. We don't know if you lost.
EO is there, and this is crazy. Okay, so the Diogo, are you coming back? Because I got news for you, bud.
My computer battery is about to die.
Oh God. Okay. So I have a final question for everyone. Everybody used glue on the final project except for Diogo, who used the gold paint, right? Okay.
Yes.
The bonus point was gold paint. So
I knew it.
What we have here is we have Scott getting a score of 15 points, no bonus points because he didn't use the gold paint. That glue really was there to trick you guys, and I got you good. Then we have this, and I don't even know what to do with this because Diogo was awarded a 9.5. He got a +1 for the first craft and a +1 for the second craft. That gives him an 18.5, and it gives EO an 18. I don't even know.
No!
Yeah.
That's what you gotta give. You gotta round up to the half point.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. This is a crazy turnaround.
Hang on. I saw a previous episode where the judge changed the numbers.
Mhm.
It didn't affect the final outcome, but
that is something that happened.
But what?
This is glue. I want everyone to remember. Diogo did it today.
Yeah.
You know what? Fine. I'm gonna have my own fine, sexy time over here.
You deserve it, girl. You deserve it. You worked hard, and you're gonna play hard in that outfit as well. Joel is a very lucky man. I will say that. And
Mom is watching.
Yeah, well, that's all I'm going to say, Mrs. Osterwish. That's all I'm saying.
Barbara. Hi, Barbara.
All I said, Barbara. That's all I'm saying. Thank you for watching, and also please subscribe. But wow, what a turnaround, Diogo. What do you have to say? Getting that 18.5.
French fries and lizards, baby. All I make. All I make is animal head wear for crafts. Never fails.
Oh yeah, I forgot. His first thing wasn't even a Frank Gehry building.
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't even really a Frank Gehry thing.
All I gotta say is I am so glad that I was able to wear these because I totally missed the part in the memo where it said it had to be wearable. I thought we were.
Oh wow, this is just a whole show of Diogo failing upwards.
This is the patriarchy in action. Okay, so Scott, you came in. You were steady the whole time. You really focused. You brought the drive. That's what pony beads are really for.
I was trying to show you some
yeah. Oh yeah. And how are you feeling coming out of this? Because I think you really tried. You really put your all into it. And the score is 15 is not a bad score at all. It's a pretty good score. So how are you feeling?
I mean, I'm happy with a 15. I feel like I put my all into it, and my competitors were better. I would love to trash talk them, but I'm really more a lover than a fighter. So I just want to celebrate there. I did make an actual literal monument to a war general, but I am a lover, not a fighter.
Sometimes war is done out of love, maybe. Don't quote me on it. Okay, well, this has been a really great show. Tony, thank you so much for hosting. I'd love to know if anybody has anything to plug. I know right now is, quarantine and we're not really going anywhere, but if you're doing any podcasts, anything else, I'd love to hear it, and you can go ahead and plug it now. Tony, are you doing anything right now?
Yeah, I have a podcast, but
work on.
Who cares? I do want to plug something serious though. Is that okay?
Lindsey is.
Hello.
Lindsey's gone, but I'm in charge.
Okay.
Now.
All right. So it looks like we're still streaming though, but I work with an organization called Step Up Tutoring, and tutors kids in the inner city of Los Angeles, and they're really hurting for tutors right now and helping these kids out that are doing online Zoom school. So anybody out there who has a couple hours a week, check out Step Up Tutoring. If you have any questions, let me know. Go there. It's really great. There's a lot of young kids, single parents that they just need help. They're struggling. So Step Up Tutoring. That's my shout out.
That's awesome, Tony. I obviously got cut off because of my internet connection, but came in for the last sentence there, and that sounds really cool. Thank you for sharing that.
I thought you were going to do a bit when I go, I have a podcast. She's like, all right, that's the show. And then she cuts it out because everybody has a podcast. I was like, no, I have something serious to say.
And end.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody else? Scott, do you have anything to promote? Diogo? Io? I know we're not doing shows right now.
Yeah. I'll plug. Yeah. Check out Splash Sketch Comedy on Instagram and TikTok and all the other social media things for our hilarity. Check out Bradford Wilson Golf. It's a golf show that I'm making also on YouTube and Instagram, ruffling all the feathers of the golf world. And if you want more Lumpy Lump Cat, you can find him on Instagram or watch his whole web series on my YouTube, Whale Explosion.
Nice. Yeah. Io, can you hear us? We might need you to refresh.
Very frozen.
Yeah, she's very frozen. Okay, let me just text her real quick. So how are you guys doing? We've had some rain today, so I think that has really affected our internet connection a lot. Like last week, it was really great. Everything was going smoothly, and now we're here where I had to leave twice, 3 times. I will say that I am promoting this show and the RubyLA.com, which I have not done at all, which is insane. Because this is the 4th episode of this show. So you should really subscribe to the Ruby LA's YouTube. We're doing this show weekly for the next 3 weeks, I believe. And check us out. We have classes in, I was going to say shows, but literally we don't because it's illegal. So we can do online things. Io says it won't let her back in. Okay, our producer is working on it. Maybe she'll be back in. Io says she's promoting her lingerie line. It's called Tears by Io, or it could be Tears. I'm not really sure. Made to order, she says. Made to order. So I think you're going to have to find her email address because she is not on Instagram or social media, and you're going to have to send her your measurements. You know, that's going to be the work that you have to do. Okay, I think that we will head out. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to Splash Comedy. Go tutor with Stepped Up Tutor. Say hi to Scott. Get some lingerie. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Yay.